Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com. Happy Sunday and welcome to my kitchen. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. Today we're going to make a couple of fun Easter treat recipes, and I'm going to show you just how easy they are to make using your Instant Pot. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So welcome. As you join in, please say hello. Let me know where you're from. We're going to take just a moment to make sure that all of our technology is hooked up and connected and that you can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me in the comments as you join in. We're going to have some fun today. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we're going to make a couple of fun Easter treat recipes. All right, I'm getting some thumbs up. Some people have hopped in. Good. I know there's a slight delay from when I'm speaking to when you're hearing it. And so we want to make sure people are here. Hi, Amy. Amy is here. Amy is from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners. So we want to give a big shout out to Amy and her moderator team. They typically jump on and say hello. We're so grateful for them. And if you're hopping over from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group, welcome. I'm Rebecca from devourdinner.com. I like to focus on easy to make recipes for busy families using common ingredients. I love my Instant Pot, my electric pressure cooker, as well as my air fryer, and I love to use the stovetop and the oven and even some outside cast iron Dutch ovens and things like that too. So there's lots of fun to be had here on my channel and on my website. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Kathy says, the volume is good. I love it. Catherine says, sounds good in Fergus Falls. Well, fantastic. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited. Okay, I'm going to drop a link in the comments of one of the recipes that we're going to start with. Do I have a thumbs up on YouTube? Okay. We are live on YouTube as well, so wonderful. We're going to make a couple of different recipes, and I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques on how you can do this, because there's more than one way to accomplish all of this. So the first thing that I want you to do, if you're making this right along with me at home, is get your Instant Pot out, and we're going to add some water to the liner. We're not going to pressure cook today, but we're going to use our Instant Pot to melt some candy wafers, some almond bark, and it's wonderful to dip cookies and things like that. So I'm going to add some water here, and then I want to turn it to, let's see, cancel, saute. So we want, the front is going to read, I think it says 30 minutes right now. It doesn't matter the time, but what we want to do is set it to saute. It's going to heat up the water in the bottom, and then this front panel will read hot. At that point, we know that water is hot. Now, I'm going to set this off to the side because this takes a few minutes. We're going to work on bunny bark. This will be for our next recipe, okay? Now, bunny bark you could also melt using the Instant Pot, your pressure cooker, but today I'm going to show you how to do it in the oven to melt the candy wafers. And I just dropped the link for bunny bark. And I love making bark for all the different holidays. I've got a recipe on my site for a St. Patrick's Day bark that's mint and it's delicious. This one is a spring-filled colors, and you can do it with any kind or any colors of those candy wafers. So let's go top down so you can kind of see what I've got going on here. This is just a quarter sheet cookie sheet. So it's a smaller one. I've lined it with parchment paper, and we're going to use some candy melts. Now, I kind of went through my cupboard of candy melts so I could use up what I already have, right? I think that's important. With the recipe, I use a white candy melt and a lavender candy melt. Today, I've got orange, lavender, a blue, and yellow, which I think are just super springy colors. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to make some piles, because I wanna swirl this today, okay? I'm gonna do it just a little different than what the actual recipe showed. And I'm just going to put these little piles of color all around. We're going to open up these yellow ones. There we go. And then finally, what do you think of those colors? Let's see some thumbs up and some hearts. I'm going to add some blue. Should we add blue or should I add green? A light green. I want to see in the comments what you think. So we've got orange, yellow, and lavender. We are making an Easter bark recipe using candy melts. Should I use a blue or a light green? Let me know in the comments what you think and we'll do that. And then we'll add those in. Hi Trava, hi Chris, how are you? Hi Phyllis, welcome, welcome. Phyllis says green, Kathy says blue. Okay, we got one for each. I need more votes, you guys. There's more of you watching, so I need more votes. I think it'll be cute with either. Now we're gonna heat this up because I wanna swirl it and do a fun swirl pattern. We're gonna heat this in our oven at 170 degrees. So go ahead and preheat your oven to get that going. And let's see if we have some more votes here. You guys, I still have 2 and 2. 2 green, 2 blue. Keep going, I need more votes. How funny is that? Once we get them, I mean, I guess we could use both. I suppose we could use both, right? Blue, blue. Oh, we're getting more for blue. Now we've got 4 blue, 2 green. Okay, I'm gonna do blue. We'll do the blue ones. Oops. The fun part about it is it really doesn't matter because we're gonna swirl it, but it's fun to have little pockets of color in different places, right? And that's why I'm just kind of tucking the color around. See how I'm doing that? And then we're just gonna kind of shift it so that we have got enough almond bark or enough of these colors all throughout it. Does that make sense? That's gonna be really pretty. Okay, here's it up close and personal. Now, these colors right now, they're kind of coated in some white. That's just normal with the candy melts, but as they go in the oven and they melt, their true colors are gonna come out. It's gonna be gorgeous. We've lined it with parchment paper, which will make it easier to get out of this quarter sheet cookie sheet later, but I'm also going to pull it in from the sides, okay? Just so that we don't, it'll just make it easier for us. Doesn't matter if you forget to do this. Now, this is gonna go into an oven, 170 degree oven for 5 to 7-ish minutes. We want this all to melt. And I know some ovens heat a little bit differently. It may take a few minutes longer, it may take a little bit less, but we want everything to melt so that we can take like a knife or a skewer and we can stir everything together, okay? We're gonna pass this off, we're gonna get it in the oven, and it's gonna be fantastic. All right, we're gonna pull this in. Now, this is our pressure cooker. We've got water inside of this. That water is set on saute. It does not read hot yet, but when it does, we're going to melt some almond bark. Now, I have used almond bark. We're gonna make spring peanut clusters or a white chocolate peanut cluster. This recipe can also be done with a chocolate almond bark or chocolate that you're melting. Today I'm only using about 12 ounces. Let me give you that link. To that recipe. There we go. I'm only doing about 12 ounces. Normally I do about a full pound, but I just don't need as many of them right now. So you can make a smaller batch, you can make a bigger batch, whatever you want. The other ingredients in this recipe or whatever you want. But today I'm gonna use some spring M&Ms, so the pastel colored M&Ms. I'm gonna use a really fun little sprinkle mix, okay, in this recipe. Super fun, super easy. We can see it starting to boil. So I'm gonna take my bowl. Now this glass bowl is larger in circumference than the Instant Pot itself. It's gonna sit on top, making a double boiler, okay? Inside of it, I have cut up the almond bark, kind of shaved it a little bit. Now, the heat from the water is going to heat the glass bowl, which is going to in turn melt the almond bark inside. It's just that simple. We want to be careful. We don't want to let any of that liquid, any of that water get into the bowl, or it will seize up our almond bark, making it non-usable. So we just want to be careful there. And then you'll want to use just a silicone spatula because we're going to stir it as it melts until everything is melted. We will pour into it some dry roasted peanuts. You could just use regular salted peanuts. And then I'm going to add in the M&Ms, and we're going to spoon it on top of a baking sheet. Now the baking sheet, you'll want to have a parchment paper, or you can use wax paper or a silicone mat, because we want it to be able to peel off easily once it has cooled and set. Super important there, okay? So I have already gotten ready my cookie sheet, and I just have a silicone mat inside, and I also have ready one of my cookie scoops. This is a size 24, so it's almost 3 tablespoons of cookie it's almost 3 tablespoons that we're gonna do the clusters in. Now, another way to do the clusters would be using a muffin liner, and then you can spoon them right into the liner. It's a kind of fun way because then you can just pop them out. You can even use the mini liners and do tiny small ones that are just really poppable. So that's kind of fun too, for an alternative that way. All right, everybody, how you guys all doing? Hi, Peggy. Peggy says I'm late. Hi, Kim, how are you? Hi, Pat. Pat, you haven't been here in a while. Pat says, I have missed a few of the shows. Well, welcome back. We are glad you're here. Okay, on the edges, look. Can you see the edges already melting? It's a really, really fast process, especially with this almond bark. When you cut the almond bark, I like to use a big kind of a chef knife to cut through. And where they're nice small pieces, they really do melt really quickly. So we're just gonna kind of stir. If we get that melted stuff stirred in, that helps melt the other chocolate around it. Now, if I timed this right today, the bark that we have in the oven is gonna come out about at the same time I'm gonna do mix-ins on this, which will be fun. Be a little crazy for a second. If you want to do bunny bark and melt your colors of candy melt this way with the Instant Pot, you absolutely can. That's how I've done it for years and years, where I just put the candy melt inside this double boiler, melt a layer, and I put it in like a 9x13 pan or a cookie sheet, and then I spread it out and I let it set, and I add an additional color on top to give kind of 2 layers, which is another fun way to make the bark. All right, guess what? Right now inside we can see just a little bit of those pieces of chocolate that haven't melted, right? So I have turned it off. I don't need any more heat because the residual heat is going to continue and melt what we've got going on. All right. How much time do we have on that? Okay. So our bark still has a little bit. We're going to pull this off. There we go. There we go, right front and center. Now, we want to add our peanuts first. The reason we want to add our peanuts first is because if we added our M&Ms to this hot chocolate, it would melt our M&Ms, it would get swirly, it would not be good. So we really want this to cool down a little bit, all right? All of those chunks have now melted. The recipe calls for 16 ounces of peanuts. I'm using dry roasted. You can just use salted peanuts as well, whatever you prefer. So I'm not going to use the whole 16 ounces. I'm going to use probably about 10 ounces since I'm doing a smaller batch. And I'm just going to stir. We'll need more than that. We want to get everything coated, right? Peanut clusters are delicious when they're coated with that chocolate. I can probably put a little bit more in. That's probably good. And as this cools just a little bit, then I'm going to stir in the M&Ms, okay? The bowl is still relatively hot. We're just gonna wait a second because remember, watch what happens. I'm just gonna put in a couple of blue ones, right? So there's my blue M&Ms and I'm just gonna put them right there. And we're gonna leave them for just a second. These are gonna melt. Well, maybe not too bad. Maybe that's cooled off more than I thought. It's actually pretty good. Okay, we're gonna put more in. So you can put the whole bag in, you can put 3/4 of the bag. I like to reserve some because I like to poke them on top. I think that's really nice. We're gonna leave the rest and we're gonna stir these in. Look at how pretty and festive that is. Is it melty? Put a knife in it and see if you can melt just a couple on the edges. All the way through. I need to be able to drag it. So if you picked one up, it's not quite there. All right. Look at that. Now let's scoop these. Now the sprinkles you can add in, but I like to do them right on top. I'm not doing this scoop all the way full. I think these are plenty big, all on their own. And you'll notice you can do them pretty close together because they don't really spread, right? Now, what I'm noticing is the longer this is taking me to scoop them, the more those M&Ms are melting. So you do want to be really quick in what you're doing so that they don't get super melted. All right, I think I'm gonna get one more out of it, but it has turned a little bit chocolatey. You'll see what I mean here. Look, there we go. Now, remember those fun sprinkles? Woohoo, where are they? I'm gonna sprinkle some on top. And you can also add some additional M&Ms so that you can see the bright colors a little bit more, which is also fun. What do you think? Super fast, super easy. This is a great recipe to make with the kids. The teenagers love it. It's so simple, so fast. Look, and if you take just a few of these M&Ms and stick on top, They will stick because of that almond bark, but then you'll have some of those M&Ms that you'll actually see, which does make the contrast in colors so fun. And I just kind of tuck them. I try to choose colors that I can't already see. What do you think, you guys? We're gonna pass this off. We're gonna send it to the freezer. And guess what? In the same sentence, we're gonna get these other ones. You guys see these? Look at that. Super fun. Okay, get those other ones out.
They're still hard in the center.
Oh, they are? Okay. The almond bark is still baking. We're gonna still pass these off, and we're gonna talk about what we're putting in it. Now, for our bunny bark. The fun part of bunny bark is decorating the top. We can add more of these M&Ms. We can add, if you find the circus animals that are for Easter, that's really fun. Mini robin's eggs are excellent on top. These little sweet tarts. I love going down the Easter aisle and finding these little boxes of things because they're the perfect amount to add to your bark. You could even do a yogurt dip pretzel, which is really fun. But one of my favorites are these bunny grams because they're just adorable, just adorable. So let me open these up. And I'll show you how cute they are. Okay, let's go top down so you can really see these guys. You see those? These cute little bunnies? They're super cute. Super cute. So we'll add some of those bunnies on top. You could also do Teddy Grahams. Teddy Grahams would be really cute as well. Let's see here. So I'm also going to need a butter knife. We're gonna get that bark out and we're gonna swirl it all up. Peggy says fun. Kim says they look perfect. Kim says, side note, love the lemon motif in the background. Oh my gosh, speaking of lemons, okay, hold that thought. I have something to share with you about lemons that I found at Costco. I'm dying over. We'll get there. Kim says, I'm good, happy to see you. Denise says, I couldn't get on the site in months. I'm finally here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, are we melted in the center yet?
Close.
We are close to melted in the center. So like I said, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. It depends on how thick you're doing it because it's got to melt all the way through. We're gonna take a butter knife and then we're just gonna start swirling in all different directions and making that fun pattern. So in the comments, let me know. What do you guys want on this? Do you want robin eggs? Do you want sweet tarts? Do you want the spring M&Ms? Do you want the mother's cookies? Just tell me. We can do it. We'll have some fun, right? That's the fun of all this. So for those that are just joining in, I'm gonna add whoopsies. Oh, where did we go? I'm gonna add in some other links. So another one that I love to do for Easter is the Easter charcuterie board, which is what I do for my adult kids when they all come home to visit. Instead of individual baskets, I do a charcuterie board that has some meats, some cheeses, some fruits, some candies, some cookies, some muffins, and it can be your whole brunch kind of spread along with those treats, which is super fun. You can make smaller boards for like 2 people, which is really cute as well. So that's a fun recipe to take a look at. We've got bird's nest cookies, which are always a favorite. And those are made with the Chinese noodles. And you melt the Chinese noodles the exact same way that I just showed you how I melted this almond bark. So easy in the Instant Pot, lots of fun to make, and you fill them with jelly beans or even these speckled eggs. There's just so many things that you can do with them. So many things. Okay, we're gonna move this out of the way, I think. Yeah, yeah, we'll try it. Okay, we're gonna try to do this. Let me grab it. Oh, the colors are so pretty. So pretty, look. Isn't that fun? These still need more time. Okay, so look, this is great. See this knife? If I can go in with this and pick these up, they're not melted enough to swirl. These need to be swirling, right? So we could put them back in the oven. The other thing we could do probably is I bet this Instant Pot is still warm enough to give me some heat right here in the middle. All right, we're gonna totally cheat. That's what we're gonna do. I unplugged it though, so let me plug it back in. And we're just gonna do that. Because I want you guys to see the difference in how this works, okay? These ones in the middle, they're starting to be melted, but I can't quite pull through them. And if I can't pull through them, then I can't mix and melt them together, right? They're getting there, but they're just not quite there. So we're gonna give it a little bit more heat, get these ones in the center. Yeah, see, look, they're already starting to melt up. I love the colors. The colors are so pretty. So pretty. Okay, we're just gonna let it do its thing. What other questions do you guys have? Okay, while this is doing this, let me talk to you. This is so off the track. Yesterday I was at Costco and I found something new at Costco I am like in love with. They won't last long. It's lemon. So good. So it is lemon bar toffee. Do you see these? Lemon bar toffee. So think a toffee that's been dipped in white chocolate with lemon sugar on the top, and they're individually wrapped. So look at how cute this is. There it is. So individually wrapped, little bite-sized 2-bite piece of toffee bar. What were they? $11? Something like that. And I don't know how many's in the pack, but there's a lot. Get these. Not sponsored, not anything. I just got them yesterday and I'm in love with them. Absolutely in love with them. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, we're getting much better. I can already tell. Already tell. All right, if you guys haven't given this video a thumbs up or a heart, please do so. Please do so. Who's had a hard week this week? Give me a thumbs up if you've had a hard week this week. I want to see those thumbs ups. This week, we've had a hard week here. A lot has gone on. I started physical therapy with my shoulder. Just a lot of things. It's been kind of a hard week. And for those of you who've had a great week, let me see some hearts. If you've had a great week this week, I want to hear about it. I want to know. Not every week is perfect, right? Okay, are we close? No, not quite. I see the steam though, so that's good news. It means we're heating up. We'll just let it do its thing. Peggy says, oh, those look yummy. Phyllis says, so vibrant. Vicky says, hello from 35,000. Are you on an airplane, Vicky? Where are you, Vicky? That's fun. While we're waiting for this to heat back up, next week I will not be here. Next week, I'm traveling to Chicago for a blogging conference. It's the annual blogging conference that I attend in Chicago every year, where I get to see other fellow bloggers and learn about all the new things going on that I'm so excited for. So I will not be here next Sunday, so keep that in mind. That is a big deal, because I know you guys all mark your calendars. We're close. We're close. Do we have a skewer over there? I want to try it with a skewer too. Donna says beautiful colors. Aren't those colors so fun? So we did yellow, orange, blue, lavender. We didn't throw any light green in there, but I think that's a fun spring mix. And like I said, if you want to melt the chocolates and layer them in, you can do it that way. You can also melt them in the microwave and then put the melted portions down and swirl it that way. So there's a lot of different options on how to get the candy melts to actually be melted. These ones on the edge have cooled off now. I'm not very patient, can you tell? I really want to swirl it. I really want to have the fun and just do all the things. All right, in the comments, what candies are we putting on top? Are we doing spring M&Ms? Are we doing speckled? Are we doing robin's eggs? Are we doing sweet tarts? Are we doing pretzels, bunny grams? Let me know in the comments, because this is gonna go fast on what we need to put in there. I bet these ones in the middle are doing pretty good. See how easy it is to kind of pull those through? Now, because these colors, you don't want to swirl a ton, because then you're gonna get a whole conglomerate of like ugly colors. And right now these colors are like so fun and so vibrant, right? So we'll just start pulling through a little bit. Some of these a little bit more melted than others. It'll come. The ones on the bottom are definitely melted. Vicky says M&Ms. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Woo! M&Ms, all of the above. Vicky says yes, 35,000 feet on my way to Seattle. Chris says pretzels, M&Ms. Okay, we've got a lot of different things we can add in here. Now the fun thing is you could like divide it in sections and let everyone kind of do their own little section of what they want. That would be fun too. I'm gonna just kind of shift these around. These yellows are not wanting to melt. It's funny how the different colors melt at different intervals as well. These yellows are not wanting to melt at all. The oranges are melting beautifully. The blues are melting really nice. The purples are melting pretty good. Look at how well those oranges are melted. Isn't that funny? Super funny how that is. The goal at the end would be to smooth them out so that you have kind of an even layer, which may be what we just do at this point. It's going to look like Play-Doh here pretty quick. Yeah, those yellows are not our friend today. They sure are a pretty color. Now, these will have to cool going in the freezer. You could even leave them on your counter. They'll take longer to cool. There we go. We'll get those yellows to melt eventually. they're breaking down. There we go. I'm going to start adding some toppings on top. Let's see. So we're just going to start dropping them in. I think it's fun to add not only the M&Ms, we're going to do these kind of in sections, but I do like the sprinkles. I think the sprinkles really add. Man, that handful had a lot of blue. You see that? We'll get some more fun colors on there. So there's some of those. Let's add some robin's eggs. I love robin's eggs. When I was a kid, I used to lick them and use them as makeup. I would have these blue all over my face because that's what would happen. Who else did that? I know there's others. So that's kind of fun. We can add sprinkles to that as well. And the last one, let's do some of these bunnies. Now I only want to use the bunnies that are not broken. And be careful with the steam that comes up on the edges because that steam will burn you. So be careful. I just think these bunnies are so cute. These bunnies are gluten-free. You can get them like at Walmart in the gluten-free area. Kind of fun. I think we could also put, what else could we put with those? Some speckled eggs. Now these are the bigger speckled eggs, but we could put some of those on for some more vibrant color, which makes it super cute. Look at that. See how cute that is? You got all these fun Easter things going on. And of course, it does need some sprinkles too. Let's add a few more of these. I have a lot of blue in that mix. Oh, look, here's some green. We'll get some green. We got a purple and a yellow. There we go. Another green one. There. Okay, is that beautiful? Now, this needs to cool. So, this is now turned off. I'm just going to set this aside because I don't want this to go away just right yet. But what I do want, oh, woohoo. Will you bring in the other ones? We'll let that camera, let the steam go away. Bill's going to bring in our peanut clusters. Hopefully those are chilled enough that I might be able to lift those up. Our bark, we're not going to have time to cool while we're live, but you can cool those in the fridge or the freezer and they'll take 10 to 15 minutes. Ooh, those are looking pretty good. Let me grab that. Oh, these are stinking cute. All right, look at this. Perfect. Oh, where are we focusing? There we go. Look at that. How cute is that? You can take these, put them on a plate. We'll just put a few on a plate here. Look at that. That is super festive, super fun, super, super easy. Super easy. I'm running out of space, you guys. This other pan is really, really hot. It's our bark. And this will take a while to cool. But I want you to see it. Let me try to lift it up and get close up to the camera. Look at that. Is that so fun and pretty? So we kind of did a variety all the way across. Of course, with bark, once it has cooled, we can lift it up. We've got the parchment paper underneath it, and we can break it into pieces. You can put it in some cellophane bags. You can distribute it, take it to work, send it in your kids' lunches. Like, they will love it. Absolutely love it. Super fun, right? Okay, quick and easy. When you melt chocolate using your Instant Pot like I did, it can be used to make things like this, but I also love to dip cookies, where you dip a cookie, like an Oreo, into the candy wafers or the almond bark, sprinkle with your favorite sprinkles. Perfect to celebrate kids' birthdays, the holidays, graduations with your school colors. There's so many varieties of ways you can do these kind of things, but here's 2 for Easter that I hope you'll try. If you try these recipes, go back to the recipe, leave a comment on the recipe and a star rating so that others know they're great recipes too and that they'll want to make them. Share the love all the way around. Amy says cute. Michelle says combo of M&Ms, robin's eggs, and pretzels. That'd be a great combination. All the way around. Totally great. Make sure you make it. You do your favorite combination. Take a photo, tag me in it on social media so that I can see it. I want to see them. Let's have some fun. All right, like I said, I will be gone next week. I will be in Chicago at a blogging conference, which will be super, super fun. My plan is the following Sunday to be back. The date on that, I should know this. The plan is to be back on the 24th, to be live on the 24th. That's the plan. Fingers crossed. All right, go and make these. Enjoy. Super fun. Super fun. Have a fantastic Sunday. Remember to be kind. We've all had either great weeks or hard weeks or somewhere in between. Take a moment and be kind. Give a smile to a stranger. Let somebody merge in on the freeway. Just take a deep breath and relax this week. And I hope that each of you has a wonderful, wonderful week and that you're just truly blessed. All right, I'm grateful for each of you here. Again, a shout out to Amy from the Instant Pot 101 for Beginners group. If you've hopped on from that group, thank you for joining in. I hope you'll follow along here, and I sure appreciate you. All right, I'll see you 2 weeks. Bye now.